Those are the situations that are fated, that we seem to not have any control over. So you got to get it out of that and consciously, it's like you got to work through. That's shadow work. You got to bring it up and work it through. Welcome back to your video. We are about to get started. Thank all of you guys for tuning in. Where it resonates, feel free to comment into the chat, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and make sure that you hit that notification bell, because there are on the channel, and we're preparing to celebrate year 5, right? From Pisces TV into Astronaut Hoochie. Okay, we'll talk about it. Today's video was inspired by what you don't see, be it shadow work, what's in the shadows, or just a mystery. And this isn't a pick a card. I just shuffled out the cards. I let spirit guide the video. And I've seen some of the cards. I haven't seen all of the cards. So we are in the blind together. And we will go ahead and get started. Here in the situation, okay, it's also past influence. Okay, so if there's any past life information where we do the past life regression, I am licensed hypnosis quantum healing therapist, okay, through the QHHT program. Here we have some of the solar plexus, the sacral chakra, and I think even the crown with a bit of the unknown. I love the colors here, looking at the pattern. I'm seeing a void, I'm seeing source, I'm seeing the orange, I'm seeing the red, and then boom, I'm seeing the purple. So courage, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. This reading could involve something that we fear, something that we should be more confident about. We have messenger. So I may have some very gifted individuals in the audience today. You guys could be messengers and or have a connection to not only the void here, source, and or the throat chakra. You guys may be messengers. Serious energy right there. So that could be a star collective that some of you have incarnated from or through, may have ancestors there, or just little helpers, bringing harmony and balance. So something that we don't see could be a thing that we're afraid of, or something that we need to remember, maybe about a past lifetime, a gift, an ability, because it would promote more courage, okay? More courage. And I don't feel that there is anything to fear. Maybe in your speaking, in your self-expression. If any of you guys have careers, jobs, hobbies, talents in a relationship, could be with parents, children, lovers, bosses, authority figures, yourself, okay? There's something about having more courage and a messenger. We have her wraith, longing for home, homesick for the stars. And there is another dimension. We also have the source. So for some of you, and then I see the little person there standing on the mountain. Okay, just trying to get the message. I love that. It reminds me of the story of Isis, where she traveled to another dimension to go to the sun or to source to communicate something that no one else had the courage to do. And the very beautiful goddess that she was, oh man, by the time she made it to where she was going on the top of that mountain, I feel that she was ruined. Skin probably peeling off, tired, depleted, discouraged, and then brave and discouraged and brave and discouraged and brave. And then finally you somehow make it there. And what are you going to say? How would you speak to source? What would you say? right? On a more simple level, I do feel for some of you guys, what you don't see is a person that may be trying to work up the courage to communicate because they miss you. And I love that. There's some sort of fear, may have been some sort of miscommunication, but there's bravery needed. And when I think of courage, sometimes I see, I can't help it. I see 11 or I see 8. 8 is the infinite everything, right? Turned on its side. And 11, apologies, the justice card, Libra. So we have Leo energy, Libra in there. But I do feel that there's a message for some of my star seeds because there's a natural feeling of where we were, where we've come from, and longing for that because this place ain't that. Now, for some of us, home is within because this card looks like the inner working of what could be in the throat chakra area of this void, right? So it's like there's a something that may not be being said. There may be courage needed for something to be said, and that something to be said could bring with me. The something that needs to be said could bring something into balance. So without it being said or communicated, I feel that something may be out of balance, which is why I said it could be a communication issue and courage needed to speak up about something. From the guidebook, Messenger talks about your lineage for some of you. It's a lineage of souls who have dedicated their lifetime to uplift the planet. So some of you, your sole purpose, because I had an intuitive thing about life path number 9, and I was going to post something on the community board, and then it went to 999 angel number, and then I was going to post that one, but then I was like, I got to get. So 9999 may be the actual thing that I post after this video. Or something that you can look into. Maybe that's our number for, I can't even say for today because you receive synchronicities throughout the day. So one of them could be 9999. Okay. The ones who are here to plant the sacredness of life back in, to honor both the sacred feminine and masculine. And see, I knew some of you incarnated with your twin flames, and you guys could be going through a moment of silence, some moments of separation. It also talks about ascended masters are thought to be connected to the energy Sirius, often appearing as a shade of blue. Hey, my favorite hue is mocha blue. Oh, anyway, they hold the frequency of pure love and are here to help the masculine and feminine exist in harmony. Okay, because honey, them twin flame relationships be wearing me low. It's like, are they karmic or are they divine? Like, when does the divine kick in? To ensure greater balance, to help us see that we're all connected and that the masculine and feminine energies exist within us all. I appreciate that for the modern day collective, because through social media and all of our millennials, Gen Z, Gen X, baby, they go back and forth with diaspora is more race related, I think, nationality or politics, but those gender wars is something else. So yeah, that, but you're being called to bring about this balance and harmony between the masculine and feminine, to be a guardian of harmony and balance on earth. Think of the whales traveling through the globe. Thank you, Spirit, for reminding me, because there was one card that came out and I didn't know if it was extra or what, because I'll be asking Spirit for a card and like 2 or 3 will come out and I'm like, Spirit, but I'll keep it in mind or I'll keep the cards. I won't go against what Spirit say, because this is Spirit's words, not mine. Okay, so just before I forget, somebody put it in the chat and remind me, there's something about whales coming up right here. A rebalancing of the masculine and feminine is occurring worldwide. And I can feel it because for the month of June, I can't even explain. It was just raw, I'm very soft and gentle within, like from the heart chakra, working on my breathing, being very patient and pleasant, but extremely, like more than I usually am, right? And I think that was necessary because I have also been extremely outraged in some instances, especially pertaining to idiom. I don't know if it's the Gemini in my chart and how Gemini season is, and the shadow energy of Gemini is to be slightly irritated and lack patience with idiom. So it seems like an ultra wave of feminine energy came in to save me from myself in that destructive irritation of idiom for the month of June. And I noticed that. I'm aware of it and I appreciate it. So this is something that is happening. Not sure how it's affecting everyone, but I would love for all of us to just be aware and grow and appreciate, because when these beings come here to help us, I think the least we could do is just be aware of their presence and be thankful, to communicate and be in unison with the good guys, right? Because there's so much going on in the world, and I'm sure there are a collective of individuals that you may feel are the bad guys, right? So showing grace and paying homage to the helpers is something that I would strongly encourage. So that's just from me to you. Oh, look. And then it's union within. It talks about rekindling of the heaven and earth. And, you know, in some cultures, in some groups or whatever, heaven and earth could be like the divine and the feminine. Because I know earth is like the female with like the 5%ers and some other communities, I think. Don't block me, don't cancel me, I'm not sure. But it could be just like keywords for, again, you know, one thing and another thing. How about that? The multiple dimensions and rekindling that relationship, which is kind of like what I just said, for human beings to have like more awareness. Okay, Spirit is like, stop. But I think that's cute. Like the heavens is like, okay. Well, top to bottom, right? So you can bring harmony and balance by creating it in your own life. The ripples will flow from there. You can honor and balance the sacred masculine and feminine energies within yourself and others. Okay, so some of you have that gift. It's some stuff going on that you don't see because you don't see who this is. There's this shadow in the face. So it's like for some of you, this messenger, it's giving high priesty energy. Oh my God. And then it is giving me she a little bit because it's like a little bulge at the top. I don't know, but I like it. And then if I consider the high priestess or a feminine energy, they have the sun there, which, oh, that's another story we're going to talk about, because I was today, okay, last week years old, to have come into an understanding that the sun is a neutral energy, which makes it divine. Neutral is feminine and masculine. I won't even say I, have been led to believe that the sun is masculine because of its force of light. That is not true. Actually, and I looked into it spiritually, factually, scientifically. I looked across the board, and it is actually neutral. The positive and negative only came up when in reference to human beings, and then in some forms of engineering. There's the positive and negative when you start thinking about electronics, engineering, algorithms. So that was a human concept. So the sun is not masculine. Sorry. And you can at me on it. Prove me wrong, buddy. But that was cray because we've all been taught that. We've all said it. The divine masculine, you know, the sun, and the divine feminine, the moon. I would say do some research, because I made sure before I even brought it up to share it with you guys. I'm certain that the sun energy is neutral and not masculine. So the second card, longing for home, homesick for the stars. Haraith, I'm probably saying that wrong, is a Welsh word that's difficult to translate, okay? But it refers to a certain longing or homesickness, a yearning for a home or a place to which we cannot return. So for some of us, it may be relationship wise, like feeling like I can't go there because I got, hey, in the back of my mind, I could find or remember something that was there that I know good and well I can't touch. I cannot return to that place, to that person. And then the yearning for that could be something that we need the courage to admit to ourselves, or to avoid fears of that. Could also be that person, okay? Because it's in the situation. This person is unknown, okay? And maybe it's known for some of you guys, but the book does also talk about unexplainable, unshakable longings for home, which I know is common in star seeds and old souls. Perhaps you've had it since birth. For some, it's a distant memory of a planet, galaxy, or star system in the universe that their soul remembers and yearns to return to. This place may have been experienced more than Earth. For others, it's a longing for unity with Source or of Source. And I love that. A remembering of interconnectedness and oneness. This yearning can lead some starseeds to travel, searching all corners of the planet to find a physical place that feels more like home. That is true. And I ain't gonna lie, I found a little piece of it in California, and I think that's merely because of the mountains and the water. So that's crazy that this lady's standing up on top of this mountain. And, you know, my name is Montana, which derives from mountain. So it could be some connection there. But I was in Atlanta. I was in Texas. You know, I thought about moving out of the country. Tried that. Still going to do that. Just want the kids to grow up some a little bit older because I'm co-parenting and don't want to be selfish. But yeah, baby, I hit the road. So some of you could be feeling like that. And before you waste a lot of time and money looking for something, this card is just saying it's okay, it's normal, and it's probably within. You may not find it in all your travels, okay? Or get near some mountains, all right, where you got a clear view of the sky. Some of you, that may help if you're in the city and it's busy and it's noisy, or it's just icky, okay? Because I don't like big cities. Atlanta wasn't my favorite, and LA ain't my favorite, so I appreciate the little homey outskirts, you know, of California or the natural resources. It says you're being called to fully commit to embodying your life. You did have a reading this week that talked about making sure both feet are in. Check out the live stream. It covers June 23rd through the 29th. Living with both feet in and being in the present moment was in there. It also says that you're being called to anchor all of your presence, your personality, your soul, and your spirit in the here and now, to fully commit to living this life right now. So even though I'm a specialist and I know that a lot of people have questions about past life gifts, who was this person in a past life, and reincarnations, nothing is wrong with that. I have to be honest. And you're here sitting here with me. This is saying right now, the most important thing is the here and now, the present, and to fully live within it. Okay, so that is a strong message. Here we have love. Oh, okay. And loneliness. Okay, so with love, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. I know that can be a gift and a curse. Okay. And then we have loneliness, and it's like, how are they lonely with all these people stretched out across the planet? It says, I know that I am never alone. So I feel that our guides, the messengers, ascended masters, these, I guess we couldn't call, you're a star seed. Maybe they're the stars. If we're the hybrids and the seeds of stars, we'll just say stars in this aspect, right? But it's like when I said the connectedness, the paying homage, the integrating, the awareness, that I feel like is a recipe and a remedy for the issue, because they're here, it's here, he, she, it, you know, they are here to give love and to help with the loneliness. So you have the seas of Mintaka, probably butchering that. Here's the ocean, very beautiful. Seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. That could be challenging for some of us. And I'm going to tell you why. Not trying to be negative, Nancy. So I'm going to get the pros and cons and we'll do the con first. Someone who has the capacity to see love in everything, like myself, most Pisces, water signs, or just star seeds in general. No shade to everybody else, okay? Um, Baby, we will see what we want to see and wish the best for people and want the best for people or see the potential in situations. And that could sometimes blind us from the present moment and the here and now, the behaviors, honey, because I'm not going to point my finger at you guys. I either use myself as an example or stick to the message. But it's like our capacity to love and expecting that from others, you'll be lonely because they're not you. Everybody ain't a star seed. Everybody ain't from where you from, or built like you're built. So if you expect your capacity back when you were sent here with that big capacity to heal the earth and you got this divine mission from source, and then you kind of forget that and you come here kind of giving it out and then expecting it back and becoming, lonely and afraid or confused. It's like, I gave you that because you have a lot to give, but getting caught up in situations or expecting it back could be damaging. And then seeing the potential in people and loving unconditionally in situations you ain't had no business getting in, that makes for sticky situations and we sometimes get off path. So being in the present moment, staying aware of what is happening, because you could have been in love for 8 lifetimes, but this lifetime Cujo is cutting up and you don't need that right now. You feel me? You see where I'm going with that? Okay. So that's just the practical con, right? The pro is, as stated, understanding who you are and why you are and why you may be a little bit different from what's around you and what you're receiving back. If you were on a divine mission and this place was effed up, right? And your mission was, as a messenger, an officer of the universal court of law, to come here and do a thing, do that thing. You have the capacity to transmute. You have super intelligence to connect to divine beings. You have a light body to connect to the Holy Spirit or your higher self to regenerate you and recharge you because you're on a mission. These people down here that you came to help or that collectively, are receiving help, you can't get caught up and contaminated with them and then hold it deep down in your heart and take it personally and becoming more human and more human and more human. And you're a star seed or some sort of messenger or something. And I don't want to talk down. Hey, we're information sharing. It happens. Players mess up, right? But just the level of understanding could change the perspective and get one back on course, right? Because instead of sitting there and getting caught up in the mess, ISIS went to go tell. And to go tell, you got to get to the top of that mountain, okay? And look, in my hand, because I'm drifting off like into space channeling, but I just noticed the card in my hand says portal. Doors are opening. You decide rewards and a wild card. So wild card to me is Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune talks about fate. It is destined. It is written. But with destiny, the magic is in destiny. The reality or the timeline is in fate. So that fate versus destiny thing is super cool. The card that I almost forgot again, we have I think it was the Orcers that came out when I was shuffling. And it was just so many cards, but it talks about something deep and it talks about depth. And hold on, let me see if I could get it. Because they were deep and wise, and they are the Whale and Orca elders. Some of you guys may have a connection to that, where it talks about frequency of sound. Healing through sound could be a benefit for some of you guys, an elixir. So binaural beats frequencies, guided meditations. Maybe some of you are musicians or are being called to, if you don't like speaking and talking to people or being present, you kind of introverted but still want to do your job. Some of you could work with sound or water. There you have it. The whale and orca elders are benevolent cosmic beings here to anchor a frequency of love onto the planet. So that was the message. Love came out right there. Looking into the eyes of a whale is something you'll never forget. Whales see into your being, very being, and there's an instant change forever. They see beyond the physical, the woundings, the identity, the personality, the story. Don't we? When you look past somebody's flaws to see like who they truly are when they don't even know who they are. But that's the very same thing that could kick your butt and have you lonely, because people refuse to see. Or maybe they just in another dimension or in another part of their journey. They ain't got there yet to what you see because you got magic powers and stuff. But it says if that card comes up, you're being called to surrender to your deepest truth and share it with potency. So some of us are scared to tell our story, to say how we feel, or there's someone in your environment that's not present in this reading or listening that feels that way. And they're waiting on this portal of opportunity. And I hope they make the deadline, honey, because waiting on a portal of opportunity could sometimes be a missed opportunity, and we don't want that. So speaking of portal, we have doors are opening. All right. And I like 9 and 6. That's the yin and the yang. It's literally on page 96. So that could be a star code or something for you guys. But your thoughts are extra powerful. Planets are aligning. Hard work is being rewarded. Extreme, transformations occur. When this card comes up in a spread, it's a sure sign that effortless change is possible. If you've been looking for a sign, this is your portal into that new reality, and I appreciate that. We have now is the time to make big changes. If you've been guided to switch things up, you're extremely well supported right now. Jump in, okay? And that's the benefit of being in the present moment, because if you're not in the present moment, how are you getting the message for right now? Right? Imagine you mentally, emotionally, spiritually in the past or in the future, and the solution or the thing you looking for is at the present moment. Like, where they go? Where they at? Wouldn't that be something? That's a good movie, like a rom-com or something. Like, oh, I just realized this the love of my life. And then you wake up, they gone like a motherfucker. So they got the person in the taxi trying to speed to the airport and stop them. But then the person at the airport is focused on their future and trying to get ahead, while the person from the past trying to catch up and look at the present moment is in chaos. So could be a rom-com for my twin flames, or what the card said without my creative mind. So the next card we have is the Sea of Mintaka. I like that. It sounds like Montana. I wish is there a Sea of Montana? I'm gonna see if I can work that out. So Mintaka is thought to have been a water-based planet containing the most crystal clear water you could ever imagine. That's beautiful. So clear that you could see miles and miles underwater. Ooh, that sounds beautiful. The Seas of Mintaka card represents this crystalline clarity of potential and possibility. There's a lot about potential here. That's something, and possibility. It's about the ability and the choice to see the potential in all people and situations. This could be one of your natural traits. And for some of you, because I'm staying focused on the message, that could be a challenge. If you're like, what am I not seeing? Where should my shadow work begin? In your gift, I ain't gonna hold you. And even though it's channeling in and I can see it right through my third eye, articulating it without being harsh and misinterpreting the message. What I'm trying to say is like, it's shadow work because it may not be being used properly, and or it's an extremely powerful gift and it could be kicking your ass. But I think if you just listen, go meditate, and some of you guys, it's like, we get it, we're not babies. And I'm like, my bad, okay. Because it's a beautiful thing. It's a gift. If you are wondering, what is my gift? Why am I this way? And then you have a history of putting more into things that then you get back, or seeing things in a beautiful light that don't manifest that way. Your gift is there. And it could just be a little bit of misuse, and or the loneliness, the feeling of remembering home, or being detached from source, or childhood abandonment issues is now crossing my mind. Those things could be hindering and attracting more of, if you're experiencing that. If you're not, great. Then stick to the orcas and the mystery and the portals, and all that. Okay. So this could, I could just shut up and read. This could be one of your natural traits, or it could be a sign that you're currently doing that what you're currently doing has great potential. So this thing says, stay in the present. If you want to change something, go ahead. If you feel like being innovative, go ahead. Whatever that is has great potential. Okay. Now here they go. The Mentakins, or thought. Hello? Don't do that. Okay? Please stop it, Olivia, because I know that that's your little baby voice. Cut it out. They are on the punishment because my coffee got spilled this morning, and I am not having it. It took me 30 minutes to sit down and blot a carpet, and I just say blot because I watched American Gangster. I totally just scrubbed it. But I'm not excited with them right now. Okay? So, the Mentakas. Maybe they Mentakas, because every time I say that, they start barking. So maybe I got to whisper so they don't start barking. But anyway, they are thought to have been a galactic race who saw the light in everything and everyone. Jeez Louise. So many of my clients, I hope you guys get into this message, because I know people personally who are gifted like this. And I know personally that could be a pain in the butt. But anyway, you may have received this card as confirmation that a situation or project has extreme potential and will reach fruition. Have courage. If it appears in a spread, it is a very positive sign that things are working out for the highest potential of all involved. So those twin flames I was talking about, boom. The planet itself and our mystical, magical guest here, boom. You, boom. Your project, boom. Understanding your gifts and not let them kick your ass, boom. Detaching from human experiences so that you can embrace this starseed thing you got going and stop becoming more and more human, boom. I love it. All right, we're off to a good week. According to Carl Jung, okay, that which we cannot do, that which we do not bring to consciousness appears in our life as fate. Oh my God. And didn't say this a whole nother card. The portal card says wild card. So it's like something about our gifts and our ability, or our potential, or the unconsciousness within us has brought about this thing, which is fate. And it could be love, or it could be loneliness. I ain't gonna lie, the two cards is there. So maybe this is two situations. Maybe these are the pros and the cons. So, that which we do not bring to consciousness appears in our life as fate. So, here's a strong message. Since this was inspired by shadow work and what you don't see, this book just stated that tower moments and shadow work, or fated experiences that may not be in alignment with what we wanted that day, come straight from the subconscious. So what we refuse to see, what we can't see, and so on and so forth, those are the situations that are fated, that we seem to not have any control over. So you got to get it out of that and consciously, it's like you got to work through. That's shadow work. You got to bring it up and work. Learning too new things for myself that of course I'm going to share with you guys. I had no idea how powerful the sacral chakra was when it came to manifesting, because I am a heart chakra, throat chakra, crown chakra queen, right? And I was trained that way through hypnosis therapy and a lot of quantum healing, maybe that's healing, right? And that's necessary. But when it gets into the gritty of manifesting and attracting, that's another story. And I'm just be healing, but then talk about manifesting, and it's like, babe, healing and manifesting, two different books, maybe even two different courses, two different degrees, right? So we'll be talking about that, where your personal power and your magnetism comes from the sacral. And I may have some people in the audience like, duh, okay. All right. But now that I think about it, the sacral, orange, the sun, yellow, orange, our queen of wands, our king of wands, our ace of wands, our page of wands, I'm like, oh, because that is the court suit of, cards where attraction and support and all that, like the queen of wands, people just do what she says. She don't even have to say it. Just line up, fall to her feet. Just the most fertile, everything I touch, the Midas touch. You know what I'm saying? And then the king of wands, he don't even need that. Like, she has it and it's a benefit to her. It's a superpower even. But the king of wands got some sort of masculine or dominant magnetism that you ain't got to do shit for me and it's still gonna get done. Regardless, I can go through, I don't care what type of life I'm handed, I'm gonna mash and succeed. That's the king of wands to me, because the king of wands also shares that page of wands, Raggedy Ann, hard knock life, orphan poverty energy, despair, and all of that comes from the same card that has the highest inspiration in the whole deck, like Peter Pan or something, Joan of Arc, right? So anyways, good stuff. Yeah, that was a word. So pulling this card also means you may be called to bring to light any unconscious patterns of which you're unaware. I could just stop right there. So I done said all this, and the message of today is pulling this card means you may be called to bring to light any unconscious patterns of which you're unaware, to look at them and see them clearly and consciously so they don't appear in your life as fate. Because there's some things that happen and we swear they're out of our control. This always happens to me and I don't know why. And then sometimes, believe it or not, something always happens and you're not even noticing that it always happens. It's happened to me. It's happened to people in my environment. I had a friend that I had to kind of point out that they have repeated their relationships over and over again. Meet somebody, cheat on them with somebody at work. Meet another person at work, cheat on. And I was like, you haven't noticed that you keep doing this thing with your coworkers? And they was like, no, it just happened that way because you spend most of your time at work and I don't go out and run. And I was like, that's a weird pattern, bro. Like, your last 6 relationships started and stopped the same way. I don't know what to say about that. I'm just letting you know that it's happening. Twin flame situations. You come, I accept, we fall off because you negligent or I'm impatient or whatever. We keep coming together in these magical portals just to fall out the same way. Patterns, right? One person may be aware, the other person is like, what are you talking about now? So boom. Here we have now this is the card that I did see. I didn't see most of those and I only saw 2 of 3 of these, but I did see this. So when that card flipped over, it made sense. Notice what is within is also without. Working on that solar, the solar plexus. We have the crown chakra and being connected. Your purpose, your focus, royalty. You guys come from a very hierarchy of motherfuckers. That's the best word I could come up with. I like that. Motherfuckers is serious. To help this ignite, right? The solar plexus. I feel that if we're cutting cords from karmic relationships and detaching from this overly human-y things that are offsetting our path, your willpower and your confidence is your best bet. Intertwined with this purple. Okay. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Here is love being tested. That's fear. All right. Remember, if you are some mystical, magical being with the Lord itself sitting back somewhere in y'all real hood where you came from, the origin of the star constellation where your cord connect back to. Imagine that. And then we here on this planet being all nervous and getting caught up in human shit, and they done sent us here to do something. Just imagine that. I think it could alleviate some fear and give you at least a reason to start at this moment being braver, having less guilt and less anxiety and less worry. Cause it's like, we ain't the motherfuckers that tore this planet up. We came to help it. So I ain't getting caught up in that shit. I could experience some human stuff because I'm here in a human body. But to energetically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally get caught up in some human shit, knowing we came here to help them, we just not gonna do no more. After this message, after this moment, fear is unnecessary. Because take me, motherfucker. I don't want to say that. So just the most egregious thing could be in front of us. The thing that you fear the most. And you don't know why you fear it. Some people have said they've always just had this fear of not having enough, whether you got money or don't got money. It just feels like at any moment, everything is going to be taken from you. Evictions, homelessness, broke, poverty, whatever. You have a feeling of that, whether you got money in your pocket or not. So when it continues to manifest itself, it's like you think your fear is based on experiences and anxiety, but it's maybe this little shit. Excuse me, princess. Thank you. But it may have derived from worry, loneliness, and a void from where we came from, where there was more than enough and we ain't had no bills. And now we down here and it's like, what the fuck? You told me to come help. And then I gotta also, can we get the details? Let me see this contract. Because if I'm supposed to be helping, I don't think going through the shit they go through is going to help. Unless it's a stage and a process to understand what we're dealing with and know that if you don't feel like you can do it, you have a tether back home to source or to one of these masters or whatever. But fear, and you are the great grand guru huru, we ain't going to do that after today. So forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Some of y'all said, fuck that twin flame. They scared because they feel it. They kind of lonely without you. Or maybe you've been lonely without them. Somebody's still waiting on a portal of opportunity because you see the potential. Maybe that's them. I don't know. But doors are opening for somebody where somebody might be left behind if we can't get on the same accord. And so mote that be, because we tried, didn't we? For others of you, where it talked about being in the present moment, solutions being made available, your gifts and your abilities to start that project. Some of you need assurance and a guarantee that this is going to work. The card said it is going to work. So don't follow, forge. You didn't, those of us dealing with past life, early childhood traumas, abandonment, mommy, daddy, sister, brother, cousin, financial issues, it says pave a new path. So instead of this way or this way, this way. Okay? Be the leader you wish you had. That knocks daddy out the way, mama out the way, a provider out of the way. For my fellas here, you wanted something that out of the way. My twin flames who magically you in love with somebody who totally opposite from you because you wish you had some of the characteristics they had because your characteristics are, I don't know, something that you're not proud of and you don't see them in you, but they're there because you wouldn't have mirrored with and connected with somebody like that. You know what I mean? Like someone who's shy and quiet and didn't have much, attracted to people who are outgoing that have a lot because there are issues with, I don't know if I could take care of myself, so I want a wealthy partner. I want a rich man, and it usually be broke females that feel like that because I can't take care of myself. So attracting somebody that can may be smart. I don't know if it worked like that. Same thing for men. Okay, so we ain't gonna get into that. But be the leader that you wish you had. So whatever you feel is missing, that's your calling. That's what you're supposed to do. You also have Star Keeper. Okay, with this beam to the crown, because we keep talking about purple. So this beam to the crown and this portal of opportunity. So I'm still right about the heart, because I'm like, the heart is the place to be. But I'm having this newfound respect for like the sacral and the solar plexus. You have cosmic ancestor. See the light by staying grounded. So for some of you, you're doing amazing. You ain't getting all humany. You is on the starseed path, loving, enlightened, and minding your business and doing your thing. But if ever you get some weird frequency that you ain't used to, have some questions, and Spirit is like, no, they're not. I was trying to be positive. Okay. We're not all, on a C plus here. Some of you guys are making A's. All right. But staying grounded may be important. And I read from the book because some reason Spirit's like, don't say that. And I'm like, why? I think some of y'all could be doing a good job. Spirit knows best. So let's just see. It says, cosmic ancestor, see the light by staying grounded. You're an ancient keeper of the stars, here to anchor and seed your light in your unique way. You've likely been incarnated on Earth for some time, dedicated to an era of awakening and bringing out a long-awaited shift in the planet's evolution. We're at a tipping point now. The survival of the planet and all its species is coming to a head. The more grounded you remain during this transitional period, the more helpful you'll become. The more you tend to the flames of your own heart, because I knew the heart was going to come up, the more love you'll anchor onto this planet. Ooh, so, did I hear flames and your heart? The flame in your heart, the flame in your heart, that is connected to source. Okay, Google it. So anyway, and that's it. I was going to go off on a tangent. The reason why I'm a big Elon fan is not because we share the same color on the spectrum, right? Because of Asperger's or autism. But when I heard him do like a TED talk and he said, light the flame in your heart, I was like, he one of us. Because if you know, you know. So anyway, I got excited. So some of you are some of us, and I fuck with that. Maybe that's why y'all here. Like the video. Shit. All right. So the wisdom of the star is imprinted in your soul, baby. The more soul fragments you call home, the more this wisdom is seated here. You may be called to be in different places in the world. Oh, see, look, you thinking you searching for love and feeling lonely and stuff, and you actually just doing your job, because we had some traveling right here. And then here we got, it's for a reason. That's cool. So it's like life source, the commander playing games. Like you think you just moving around because of blah, blah, blah. But really, you know, you doing your job. Ew. I don't like being manipulated. But it says you may also find yourself experiencing awakening symptoms. The more grounded you remain, the more stable Earth's energy will become and less reactive humanity will be. Child, amen to that. You're here for a double mission: to grow as an individual and as part of a larger collective. This bringing about a shift in frequency. Trust that you can be in the world, but not of it, and lead a truly glorious life. So I do love that. And I forgot, at the bottom of the deck, we had judgment. So it was a clear indication that past life regression could be a service that some of you guys may need to just clear your energy fields, subconscious, and your psyche of horrible events that may have taken place that you remember, that you still feel and don't know why. So it's interfering with your energy and attracting shit that you feel like ain't got nothing to do with you. Judgment also refers to those people that have past relationships that may have reincarnated into the same dimension at the same time. So you wondering who they are, to me, why are they here type deal. It talks about our karmic number and also our calling. Judgment is a big deal for so many reasons. And when it was at the bottom of the deck, I thought this was going to be all dark and heavy and shit. but it was very inspirational and informative, and also very realistic. You have your life is a canvas. I know I had some artists up in here, and look at that word: manifestation, creative accountability. We're going to be talking about manifesting. We're going to dig into that sacral chakra and that solar plexus, because I had that heart energy for 4 years, I know. And since we're coming up on the 5-year anniversary of this channel, it's some stuff we're going to talk about and do. All right. And I hope that it helps. Thank you for watching the video.